There we go. Welcome, everyone. We are so happy to see so many faces popping on. There are seven of us that are really, really excited and actually feel really honored about sharing a little bit with you about a little bit about the Alaskan cruise that we earned because of our wonderful teams, a faithful God, and lots of hard work. And we don't just want to share about, oh, and then I had hot chocolate and it was so cozy and I wore my sweats, although I loved all of that about this cruise. Like I did not dress up very much. It was just so much more low key and restful. We had one meeting, and that one meeting by Christina Williams. Make sure you guys all watch it. I can honestly say it might be one of the best trainings I have ever heard and could be quite life-changing for you in your own personal business. So, my name is BK. I'm a Diamond Ambassador. I've been with Plexus since 2016. I was truly so depressed, bloated, low energy, hypoglycemic, many headaches a month, brain fogged, homeschooling from my couch. My husband was military. There wasn't a lot of money at the end of the month. We were Dave Ramsey people. And I just remember those, those meetings at the dining room table to talk about the finances for the month, and my stomach would turn over. And it wasn't just my bloating and constipation because of that. It was literally like the stress in my heart. And really, looking back, I can see the blessing of that struggle because I had to look to the Lord even more for my contentment and my provision, for my provision. And He did do a lot during those years, and I would never exchange that for anything. He also decided to answer our prayers for my health with Plexus and for our finances. We got my hubby out of the military at the right time. It was bittersweet for us, but it has been an incredible 9 years, and I feel like I'm just getting started all over again. I'm shifting for 2025 and who I'm looking to build with, how I build, how I do this from a place of peace and rest. And there's basically a little movement going on. We call ourselves Kingdom Culture. More on that. I'll be posting on that today. And we just want to draw you into our table like we're all sitting around, I don't know, in our cozy Alaska sweatshirts, sipping hot chocolate, or oh, wouldn't it be so nice to have our Plexus hot chocolate right about now? I'm not going to share too much because I am not feeling 100 billion percent. This is what's such a blessing about this business. You guys, these ladies that are going to share next, these seven ladies are not on my team. We are sidelines. We are lifting each other up. We are linking up. We are encouraging one another to keep our priorities straight. We are about stewardship over striving. And those are the people that we really want to link up with. That's I know some of you are on that same page with us. And Darla, will you kick us off? She's got a lot of support today. You guys are going to love Darla. We're each sharing like 3 to 5 minutes, so it's going to be quick. Have your notes ready. Go, go, go. B, thank you for joining us.
Okay. All right.
I'm fixing to
When
wrap
she said
that.
3 to 5 minutes, I was like, how do I do this in 3 to 5 minutes? I'm going to. So the biggest takeaway that I left this cruise with was this is not about me. Okay. It's not about me. It truly is about showing up with obedience. Yes, has God used this for provision in our family's life? Absolutely. Has He used this provisionally for my health? Absolutely. But I'm still here because other people need what we have. Having said that, in Christina Williams' training, she asked us to take a few minutes and ask ourselves this question. And this is what I want to share with you guys because this really, really, really impacted me. What would your life look like today without Plexus in it?
Amazing.
If anybody knows me intimately, you know that I feel deeply, but I'm not a huge crier. It takes a lot for me to cry. This question actually brought me to weeping because I took the time to think back 10 years pre-Plexus, and this is what my life would still look like today if God would not have brought this company into our lives. Health-wise, chronic UTIs, yeast infections, antibiotics, vicious cycle, hamster wheel over and over and over, 25 years of constipation, truly horrible. I didn't speak out about this before, and I'm going to be very tactful in how I say this, but like when you have chronic infections and things like that, it affects a lot of areas of your life. So intimacy was affected. A lot of things were affected in my life from being chronically sick and things not working the way they're supposed to work. Okay. Panic attacks, anxiety, depression. I would have panic attacks in patient rooms as a nurse, and have to work through that right in a patient room and not know where it was coming from. So just my quality of life was very awful when a friend of mine presented Plexus. Business wise, I can't tell you how many weekends I sat at the nurse's station just thinking about, like, what is my family doing? Like, what's my family doing today? I'm missing all of it. I'm missing it. I'm missing everything. I gained 9 years back of life with my kids. 9 years, you guys. I've been home now for 9 years, homeschooling my children, teaching them in the nurture and admonition of the Lord that I would not have had if it were not for this opportunity. Okay. That if that doesn't bring me to tears, when that was the prayer of my heart and God answered it. Um, Also looking outside of myself, and I say this all glory to God, some of the things that we've been able to do financially for other people that we never could have done before, um, just blows my mind. My husband has gone to Liberia a few times. We're able to purchase um, resources for all these pastors in Liberia who don't have anything. They didn't even have a Bible. So like we're bringing them Bibles and resources, and my husband could train and teach them how to pastor churches in Liberia because of Plexus, because it funded that. So that is just like a minute part of my story. Truly, like that's just the biggest bullet points, but there I could go on forever just to say that like God can use a network marketing company to change our lives, and he has. And so because of that, we want to steward it well, and we want to share it with others so that he can use it to impact their life and their health, their finances, their ability to give, and to further the kingdom of God. That's what I got.
So encouraging. Thank you so much. It was so good to run into you every 5 minutes on the cruise. Seriously, one of the best parts of these types of things, you guys.
Lots of hugs.
So much oxytocin running around. Jennifer Harmon, you are next. Are you here, friend?
I am here. Hi. Okay, that was good stuff, Darla. Thank you for sharing. So I am so excited to be here. If you don't know me, I'm Jennifer Harmon, Diamond Ambassador with Plexus. And this kingdom culture movement that BK has just honestly kind of started here. I mean, of course we're all like-minded believers, but she's just kind of like, let's dig into this a little more, because what we're doing here is bigger. It's bigger than us, just like Darla said. And it's really, I mean, I know we hear that so much, but it really is. And one of the things that I will never forget, early on in my journey, it took me 7.5 years to go diamond, you guys. So I've been with Plexus. Yesterday was my 11-year anniversary. I can't even believe it. 11-year anniversary. So, but one of the things I heard early on was this is a generational impact kind of business. And I was like, well, I don't really, like what? But the longer I'm here, the more and more I see that, because when we feel better as women and as men, that affects everyone around us. That affects how we show up, home, work, whatever that looks like. And then that in turn affects the people around us. And also the personal growth that I have experienced along the way, you guys, is mind blowing. So if you're just getting started and you're like, I'm not sure about this Plexus thing, let me just tell you, this is where you want to be. This is where you want to be. That I walked away again with, heard from Alec and Tarl, our CEO and president of the company, heard from top leaders. And once again, Plexus is here to stay. We are looking, our products are gut health, leading the way with that gut health products, leading the way in the industry. And I'm so thankful to be partnered with such a company like Plexus. And so I came away from that Alaska trip just being so grateful for the impact that it has in our life, and then the impact that we can have on other people. Because like I was talking about the generational impact, when you're feeling better, you're showing up better, you're learning, you're growing, you're learning how to like really take control of your thoughts, really overcoming obstacles in your life. You're learning discipline and all the things. And so that carries over into your children, and that's going to carry over into your children's children, right? Like you're like, think about 10 years down the road, what your life's going to look like if you stick around here with Lexus. So I am so grateful for the kingdom culture here because we have women who love their families, they love the Lord, and they're not working just for monetary things. Like, yes, we need money to pay the bills, right? But it's bigger than that. We see that it's bigger than that. We are, first of all, if we are, believers in Christ, we're sharing Christ verbally in our everyday action, our everyday life, and that is kingdom culture, you guys. So we have such an incredible opportunity here. And so my challenge to you, like a lot of you are like, oh my goodness, I want to be on that boat, or not the boat. I want to go to Cancun in February. So what do I need to do? My challenge to you is stay consistent every single day. Do not quit, because I promise you, if you quit, you're never going to get anywhere, right? Like, don't quit. Stay consistent. Y'all, it took me 3 months to go silver. Okay. 3 months to get 3 people. So a lot of people are doing that in like 3 hours, right? It took me 3 months. So do not let like if your journey is slower or is not exactly the speed that you want it to be, don't let that discourage you. Dig your heels in, learn, grow, do the things, keep showing up. And I promise you the reward will be worth it in the end. And so stay consistent. That is my biggest tip for you guys. Stay consistent and don't give up.
Amen to the consistency thing. And I think, I mean, what the foundation that you must have if you're going to be consistent is that you have to have a purpose for being here. And if you're wondering, do I have a purpose here? What is my mission? I've gotten lost in all of this. This snuck up on me. All of a sudden, I had a business. You were not alone. As a diamond, back in this last December, I had to dig deep again, sit down, talk to my husband, tell him I was waiting on the Lord because I really needed clear vision all over again of what I was supposed to do with my time here, you guys. I would never just dump my team. That was not ever a question in my mind, but it was more like, should I just sit back a little and steward and maybe coach my team a little bit and bring on a couple people. You guys, this is like with 5 figures coming in to my paycheck every single month. It goes to show you've got to know if you have purpose here or not. If you are in that waiting period, like Jennifer said, you can stay consistent by being a good steward of the gift that you have. We have to start looking at it like that again so that you can kind of start re-falling in love with Plexus again. It's a thing. I talked with a teammate yesterday who said, I just shared with somebody, they signed up, and it's like I feel like I'm falling in love with Plexus again. I'd forgotten. It's been like 8 years for her. You guys, that is normal. It's part of the ride as being an entrepreneurial person. So rest, refresh yourself, stay consistent, and steward this precious gift. Okay. Shelly, are you on next? Friend, are you there?
Yes, finally made it on. And I don't know how I did, but here. Okay, and yay to those that are wearing their awesome shirts that Bridget you got around for us. I know you're still in hot weather too, but I came back to 90-degree weather and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna save it. Oh goodness. So okay, I apologize. I was having issues with my computer getting on, even though I was starting 10 minutes early. So I'm not sure what all of you have shared so far, but one thing that we Diamonds got to get in early to Seattle, and Tarl was there, and that was the best start to the trip, was seeing Tarl back, head of the company. And one thing that impressed me from the get-go was, okay, we're celebrating 17 years with Plexus this year as a company. And he kept talking about the 17-year vision, like how can we be the best? How can we, our culture and our products, going forward with product innovation, and how can we make it best business-wise for new people coming in and growing a business. So he was just all about that. And then on the cruise, we got to hear from Alec, and oh, hang on, lost my notes here. Um, Oh, the thing that so I was kind of taking something away from each leader there. And the one thing he got up on the stage, he said many great things, but one thing he said was, we are never going affiliate. And I've heard him say that before, but that gives me such confidence to bring on new business builders, because I know that, we're not going to go away in 2 months or in a year after they have put so much work into this. We're here to stay as a network marketing company. And so loved hearing that from Alec again. So let that fill you with energy and, getting to work with your business, because it's here to stay. And so many exciting things coming as far as product innovation. But also we already have the gut health, triplex, and all of those things that's where like our initial success came from, because that's where I saw such transformation, where you saw such transformation, right? Okay, so just a couple more quick things. Bridget, I tend to go over. So I did put my notes here. Okay, so the one thing that resonated with me also, I think it was maybe Christina that spoke to us from stage. She's asked us, and this is one thing I'd like to give you all who are on here today. What is a repeating thought that has been holding you back in your business in the last 6 months? This is one thing I work with a lot in my own thoughts, and often will journal about this. So how does that thought make you feel? And then how do you show up with that thought? And if it's not giving you the action you want, it's time to change your thought, because also your thoughts create your feelings, and your feelings create your actions. The other thing, it kind of works in a circle as well, because you can also get into action, and that helps to build your vision. So getting in touch with your team, getting in touch with your upline, talking to your customers, instead of like, if you're feeling some of that, maybe, I don't know if I'm going to do this, like Bridget was saying, I'm going to keep going on, reach out, get to events and that kind of thing. I know we always hear that, but I get so inspired by being around all of those who are working. And then the final thing, someone said it there on the boat as well, quit whining, you're sharp, fix it. So taking all that we have, all the knowledge we have, all the God-given vision and desire we have, not to place that on other people, but getting to work and fixing the problem. Quit whining, you're sharp, fix it. I love that. So I'm going to stop there.
So what I would expect to hear from a mom of 6. Just kind of really, really works there. You know what? I'm not going to add on to every single person, because we'll be here all day. Shelly, but you said one thing, getting to events. I'm going to make mention of something. Cancun, we're like, oh, this is for my husband. Oh my goodness, like it's Mexico and I can lounge and it's a free trip. What if you decided to earn Cancun because you want to be around other leaders who are growing their businesses right now? Because there is nothing like rubbing shoulders and elbows with people who are actually like living in that mindset and heart energy and belief. Like you can feel it from them. And I was able to chat with so many people on the boat. I know Charles was like, take advantage of this time. You'll have so much time on the ship to spend time with people who are above and beyond you. Like ask them questions. You guys, if you are with people who are not charging as much as you, or who have lower hope than you, and you're spending all of your time there, it's time to shift. Get yourself in the room with people who might even intimidate you a little bit. Start messaging them. Get in with those leaders. Get to Cancun to get around those people who are right now learning to retain their people. They are learning to duplicate. They're growing in momentum on their teams. Okay, let's all get there for that. Melody, are you here? Detweiler, it's so
There.
good. Hi, friend.
Hey, thanks for having me on. Hi, everybody. Well, I'm so excited to share today. So honored to be on with these ladies and so honored to have been on that cruise. I feel like the Lord just placed it at such a perfect time. You know how God is just always doing that in our lives, like bringing people, bringing situations just at the right time to bless our heart. And I really feel like that's what happened for me. So I want to share with you two words, and I wrote down some notes. So I'm just going to kind of read off of that so that I don't mess this up. Okay. So the two words are vision and belief. And like Bridget said, getting to be around women, I'm going to talk about in a second, but women that love the Lord and are full of hope, full of growth mindedness, full of passion and excitement for what we have here and how God is using it in our families makes such an impact on your spirit. It makes such an impact on the mindset, the things you're having, just feeling that support and foundation that yes, you are building a business, but you're not building it by yourself. Okay, so I want to talk about a couple of things. Vision. When you have vision, motivation will come and go, new fresh ideas will come and go, and even you guys, people will come and go. And we know that that's a part of this. But when we have vision, it keeps us moving forward, right? It keeps us going. Praise God. Clear vision of where I am going and how I'm going to be diligent in that, that helps me overcome obstacles, right? That helps me recognize when I'm battling fear of man. It helps me stay joyful, even in the midst of perhaps rude comments or some such negativity, right? Helps me keep on posting when no one likes or comments. That never happens. I know that just never happens. But anyway, helps keep me just messaging and in conversations, even when I'm hearing no 25 billion times. And vision also helps me show up even when my team is quiet. We go through seasons. I don't know what season you're in right now. We go through seasons where the team is there, the team's not there. People are coming, people are going. And it's okay. It's okay. But when you have vision, you know where you're going. It's clear. You're just going to keep walking. You're going to be steadfast. You're going to be diligent. Okay, and then I want to say unbelief. So the dear, amazing, wonderful Amber Miller that we all are so grateful for, she said this earlier this year. Okay, I love this. Ready? She said, vision is knowing where you're going, but belief is knowing that you can achieve it. Okay, you can do this. I think we have to constantly refuel like we did on this trip, like you all probably did at convention. I know I did, or on calls when I'm listening to Diamonds. Like we have to refuel the belief because the little voices of doubt, the discouragements, whatever can creep in and we got to weed those babies out. We got to throw them out, get rid of them because we don't want that to hold back the belief that when we know God has placed us here, we're to believe him and we're to work hard towards that. So I want to say a couple of things. It is so much easier to keep belief when you're in community. It is. That's why we need each other. That's why I'm sure each of you are so grateful that Bridget is bringing us together. Like, how fun. It's such a gift that our leadership and Diamonds want us to succeed. But I have to say that even beyond the gift that that is, knowing ladies personally and gentlemen in this business, like I got to be with you all on the ship and to know that you're rooting for me personally. Wow, that's powerful, you guys. We need each other and we need our teams. That's so powerful. Okay, I wanted to say that's something I just felt so powerfully in Alaska. And I've realized the Lord has brought Plexus for many reasons to me, many ways for me to grow. And one reason is because my heart's desire has always been to belong to something that's bigger than me. I've always wanted that. And this has just been, I just realized recently, I've been with Plexus 9 years. I absolutely love it. But I just realized recently how God is using this to answer my heart's desire and give me something that, like Darla said, is a platform. It's not an end thing, but it's a platform God's using. It's a tool that now I can use for God's glory in other ways and giving and other ways. So I'm just so thankful to have my life be about important things, service for others. What an incredible thing to make an amazing job with purpose and passion. So it is a job. We're paid well for it and generously, but we get to put that with passion and purpose and working from peace. So God is giving me an opportunity through Plexus to work on many things. And as I'm just mentioning a few, I'd invite you to be thinking, what are some ways that God is using this in your life? Okay, so just a couple. For me, overcoming fears of what others think of me, say about me, the whole 9 yards. Woo, okay, moving on. Overcoming a victim mindset, okay? Victim mindset, not allowing family or other people, just things they've said to hold me back, right? It's a choice. Okay, overcoming other challenges like my lack of organizational skills. I'm learning to delegate. I'm learning to prioritize. I'm learning to manage my time. I'm learning to ask for help. I'm learning to be humble when I mess up my organizing or lack thereof again, right? So I'm learning to grow in those areas. Praise God. He's used Plexus because I've had to figure these things out or start to, right? In order to grow a business. Okay, so to wrap this up, I love growth. I love that Plexus has brought me into a beautiful group of women who also love growth. They love Jesus. They love their families. You guys love to work hard. You want to make an impact, and that's huge. This is a precious gift of people. I want to invite you to be on the next trip with us. Think about your vision. Think about the belief that you have and how God is working in your heart through this. And you will be in Cancun, I'm sure. Thanks, guys.
That was amazing. Thank you so much, Melody. Oh my goodness. Passion, purpose, peace. Who wants to work from a place of more peace and joy? For me, I would gladly lose lose my paycheck if I know I have purpose here. There's passion there, right? And it's coming from this place of peace and joy. And by the way, that's one of the reasons why we're all joining in together today. Get used to some of these faces because I think we're going to be showing up in some practical ways of training you and honestly lifting our own lids of how we can better work this business from that place so that you are not constantly spiraling what to do next. You have your things to do, you're not scrolling, you check them off, and you learn to cheer yourself on and be like, I did this. I am going to trust that God will now bless the work of my hands. And now I'm going to turn off my phone and put it under my pillow for a couple of hours so I can recharge my brain. You guys, we are with you in all of this. Melody, that was great. Bridget Kimbrell, you're next. Good to see you, friend.
Hello, everyone. I hope you can hear me okay. I am an Emerald Ambassador at Plexus, and I earned Emerald last July, which means that this was my second Emerald Extravaganza trip. And it was even better than the first one in the sense that the last time when I went, I almost felt like I had that negative feeling of I don't belong here. Like, how did I get here? And I feel like I don't even deserve to be here. But honestly, like, we don't really deserve anything, right? Everything is a gift and is the grace of God that is given to us. And so this time going in, I had actually three other team members underneath me in my line that joined me. And wow, that was huge. And one of them was my sister, which honestly, my sister is like, she's my best friend. And so being able to do this with her and having her there with it gave me courage. And it helped me to enjoy this trip just a little bit more, to know I'm not the only one here, that this is for eight. If you want to work hard, and if you have that desire and you want to grow and be there, like, it's a possibility. Like, it is there for the taking, is what I would say. And so something that was said this past week that was an encouragement to me, and I could repeat everyone else and everything that they've said. I had that little quote written down: quit whining, you're sharp, fits it. Because I find myself whining to my husband a lot, like, oh, this is happening again, right? And so that really struck me when he said that. But another thing was where your focus goes is where your energy will flow. Okay, so where your focus is, your energy is going to flow. And that was encouraging to me because there are times where things are quiet, where we are not adding new customers, where we aren't building new business builders, and where our team page is quiet, our team chat is quiet. But you know what? Those times are going to come, and just making sure that we maintain focus on our goal, that our goal is first and foremost in our mind, and that we're pursuing what that goal entails, then that means so much because it will come back. Like knowing that the quiet is there, don't just back away and be like, oh, okay, it's so quiet and I'm going to be quiet too, but really digging in and finding that desire, that fire within you, and not letting that fire go out. That is huge. The community that we have, building on that, building on the products that we have, the integrity that we have, and just knowing, like they said, that there is zero other industry on this planet where you can absolutely turn things around in 90 days. Whether that be the products, whether that be the opportunity, whatever it is, there's zero other industry on this planet where you can do that. And even when things feel really hard, what would I be doing if Plexus weren't a part of our life right now? And for me, what that meant was I would still not only be struggling health wise, we started Plexus honestly for my husband's health, not for my health, but I've seen so many things in my own health. And so not only would I still be struggling with IBS and still be struggling with a lot of stress and then with a lot of bloating and all that kind of stuff, but I would also still be having to leave my home 2 nights a week to go and work at the hospital, an 8 to a 12-hour shift, and then coming home and trying to mother and homeschool from that state of pure exhaustion. Like I would still be in that boat of doing that. I would still be in the boat of picking up all of these little extra jobs along the way to help make ends meet. My husband is such a hard worker, and that he works for the state. And when I say that, like there's not a lot of, income opportunity there. He loves what he does. He pours himself into what he does. And it's enough for our family to survive on, but it's not enough for the extras. And so if Plexus weren't a part of our life, like it would mean not giving more to our church. It would mean not giving to those missionaries that we have loved and our church has sent out. It would mean not being able to provide for my boys the opportunity to play baseball like they want to, or go to the extra homeschool co-op, or learn the piano like they want to. And so just refocusing last week and remembering like there is a reason that I am here. Like God brought Plexus into my life for a reason. And a lot of times, as Christians and with our doctrine and our theology, we don't want to make it mystical in any fashion or form, but truly leaning into that Romans 8:28 and knowing like I am here for a reason. Like God brought this opportunity, these products into my life for a reason. And what am I going to do with it? How am I going to foster this talent that God has given me, as was said? Am I going to bury it and just be like, this is too hard? And yeah, there are hard days. Like God doesn't promise us an easy journey in this Christian life, but really digging in and using that talent that he is giving us, using these products and this opportunity to just further his kingdom and to show kindness and love for others, and just keeping first and foremost, like I am doing this for the glory of God. I'm doing this for the glory of God. And how can I work better, more efficiently, work harder for the glory of God to show my kids and to show those who are around me what my true purpose is? And that is my true purpose. And so, just being together with like-minded believers on the boat and just sitting and reflecting, looking at God's beautiful creation and knowing that he is in control of all things. And what am I doing here? Like, how can I make sure that my purpose, that I am working towards it and I'm not just shrinking back because it's gotten hard? So that was really encouraging to me. What are you still here for? Why Plexus? How could your life even possibly be more painful without Plexus, right? Belief is the fuel. Strategy is the steering wheel. I love that. Belief is the fuel. Strategy is the steering wheel. So that's what I had to share.
You just went to church with Bridget Kimbrell. Yeah, that belief that purpose, that, I mean, if you feel the lack of hunger, it's okay. It probably means you're not pouring into yourself as much as you need to right now. Pull out the podcasts, pull out the book instead of scrolling for an hour. I see you. Pull out the book and read 2 pages and then go tell somebody about it. You know, Bridget, I'm not sure if it was you or if it was Melody before you, but I know it was you, Bridget, how you were saying sometimes our chats are a little more quiet. What if that was on purpose by God? I mean, He is the sovereign. What if there's a reason why it's a little more quiet right now? What does He have for you there? Does that mean you run away and you quit? What if it's a chance for you to refocus and be like, you know what? I'm going to do the real deal thing here, which actually is having conversations with people about Plexus. I'm going to get back into messaging. That gives me more time to message and pour my life out on those who might need this and who might need to come into this chat and who might rev it back up again. Do you know what I'm saying, you guys? What is the quiet for right now? Like, let's dig into that. Enjoy that. Also, just this hard work that we're talking about. If you are constantly finding yourself saying, oh, how can I work less? How can I work less? I think that's going to be detrimental to you. I really, really do. There is something going on social media right now. Maybe you guys have seen it. It really is this exaltation of what, yes, I believe we are to live a quiet life and a more peaceful life. We are anti-hustle culture here. And we are women who want to leave it all out on the field. We want to make an impact. So may we make every minute matter, whether that be in rest, in conversations, and spending time with our children, or knocking out those messages and those stories. Make the most of our time. Let's redeem the time, okay? I just treasure this time with you guys so much. Oh my goodness, we still have 2 more people, and I can't wait to hear from Melody Fitzsimmons. Her and her hubby were such a blessing to my daughter and I this last June at convention. Are you here, Melody?
I'm here. Thank you. I am not wearing my Kingdom Culture sweatshirt. I am wearing the sweatshirt that I was going to be flying in to Seattle, that we never ended up getting to do. And that is totally of the Lord. And we still don't know why. And we maybe never will know why until heaven. And we are honestly at peace with it, and we're totally fine. But there was a lot of really kind, encouraging words and outpouring of love when we missed our flight. So, anyways, I'm wearing in honor of the Alaska trip, I'm wearing my sweatshirt I was supposed to be wearing to go on the airplane. Anyways, okay. So when Bridget brought up this Zoom, she asked us to share a few different things. And so one of the first things she asked to share, us each to share, was our feelings and experience with this community of Kingdom Culture and the trip of Alaska. Well, I didn't go to Alaska, but I've been on several Emerald Extravaganza trips. Okay, but I'm going to focus in on my feelings and thoughts about what we have here in Plexus with our teams, and our teams are all very actually tightly connected, more than some of you may realize, thanks to a really good solid upline and sidelines that work well together that God has blessed us with. We have an excellent team. It's huge, by the way. Under some very good, wise women. So I just want to add that in there. But I wanted to share my thoughts on this, the culture that we have that we are wanting to build stronger, and why it's important. Okay. So in a world, right, where many believe that network marketing is a scam still to this day, which is confusing because it's been around for a while, and there's a lot more clear evidence of many people who have worked hard and made it successful, but yet some people still believe it's a scam and a pyramid scheme. Still confused how they think that. Where they think it's a scam and they don't believe that you can be successful and that only people way at the top are really earning money in it. Nobody else is really earning money, and that it preys on innocent women and their emotions. I have had somebody in this year, my 11th year, more than once actually, tell me these things, which has been so fascinating and helped my skin to become thicker. It is important to rub shoulders with like-minded women on this team for this reason, okay? There's many reasons, all right? But it's very easy if you are working this well, you're going to run into people who are going to tell you point blank that what you're doing is wrong. Okay. And it can be easy for some people, for some of us, to believe that lie. Okay. And that's why it's very important to surround yourself. These Zooms are not just for chatting fluffy stuff. These Zooms are for our benefit so we can learn, soak it in, and then put it back out there while we're working to become for our personal growth. Okay. Um, we want to surround ourselves with like-minded women who are working to grow themselves, working to grow their skills, working on thinking correctly. Okay, the Bible talks about renewing our mind. That is a verse that goes through my head probably every single day, especially in the last year. For some reason, that's just where God has me, renewing my mind. Okay, that means we can correct our thinking. Old ways of thinking do not have to be future ways of thinking. Okay. Women of integrity, women who are wise. All right. You get someone that messages you something nasty back, and usually sometimes it might be somebody kind of close to you. Go share it with somebody who can be a good sounding board and help you redirect your thoughts and your feelings. Okay. Don't use those negative responses as your reason to quit. It's not worth it. Okay. You want to be surrounded by women who are learning to be more disciplined. Before I came into Plexus, I was not a disciplined person. I didn't know what having a schedule was. I was not really organized. God has used this Plexus opportunity in many different ways, as you've all been hearing. And a lot of you understand this for yourself in your own lives. But one of the ways was I got to learn over these years how to discipline myself, what that actually looks like. In the normal mediocre days, the quiet work sometimes that we do feels quiet, it feels unnoticed, and we may get no responses back from people, but that is where the discipline comes into play. Discipline is going to serve us so well. And if you struggle with that, which we all still can struggle with that on some days, you need to go to people who you feel are more disciplined and just ask for their guidance, for the encouragement, something that, again, rub shoulders. Okay. Another thing I wanted to mention on this first point of our kingdom culture, why we want to surround ourselves with like-minded women who are doing the same thing we are doing, is because, especially in our Christian circles, it's easy for some people to believe that a woman should just be content at home. And while we are home makers, we take care of our homes. We all have homes. Some of us love to do different things in our homes. We have strengths, weaknesses, all that stuff. Some of us are ambitious, and God put ambition and different levels of ambition into each of us. Okay. And so if you have this thing inside you that says, I want to do more, and I'm very carefully wording what I'm about to say because this is not what it means, then just being a wife and mom. Okay, I'm not saying that just being a wife and mom is dull. It is those are beautiful roles that God has placed many of us in. Okay. But I think you know what I'm saying. If you want to do more than that, because that was something deep inside me that I had years ago, I didn't even know what it was. It was just this thing inside me. And then when God directed Plexus my way, I was like, that's it. Like I wasn't even looking for it. That's it. That's the thing. Um, you want to again work on that. Let it blossom, that ambition. Okay. The Proverbs 31 woman knew her merchandise was good. You guys, we have really good merchandise. Like, hello, you all know that. You all have people you've been helping. Okay. We know our merchandise is good. Okay. She sold it in the marketplace. And you guys, something that I'm personally taking to heart more recently is I get to serve and sell in the marketplace. And that is where I am blossoming, and I want to help other women blossom in that. Okay. All right. So that's when you are not sure of if you're struggling, you need to, sorry for the background noise. We have vacuuming outside in the hallway, if you can hear that. Um, Rub shoulders with people who are going to raise you up. Okay. If you're in a lot of negative conversations or wherever you are, if there's a lot of toxic, negative stuff going on, you need to come into the spaces where you're going to have your mind, your thinking fixed, or be encouraged to fix your thinking, be encouraged and challenged to take action, to change your action, to be disciplined, all those things. Okay. Number two, Bridget said she wanted us to talk about mindset, vision, action for the road ahead. Something that I've been working towards, not that it hasn't really changed a whole lot, but working more one-on-one with people on my team who perhaps thrive with the one-on-one, working in group settings. And it doesn't really change what I've done in the past. I've done that before, but being more intentional with that. And here's something I want to talk about when it comes to vision. It's just this fancy word we use for something that is not our reality yet, but is a reality in the future if we work for it. Okay. So it's a story of what can be for you and your family and your circle of influence if you put in the time, the discipline to work towards it. That is what a vision is. Okay. Whatever that is for you. So hold on to that. And your vision is going to change over the years as well. Okay. Just letting you know about that right now. um, you want to work towards that reality that is not present yet. Okay. And to you, and you might think you might have a little voice in your head that says, oh, that's too big. That's too big. It's okay. It's too big. You guys, God can do some pretty amazing things. I mean, he created the world. So if we have something inside us that says, this is what I would love to do someday, if it's big, put the work in and let God do the rest. Okay. But that goes back to being disciplined. Be disciplined. God honors disciplined work, not disappearing, not lazy, not slothfulness. Okay. I'm not talking about hustling either. You all know that at this point. Okay. And the last one is one piece of advice to give to somebody who wants to earn Cancun. Well, I'm right in there with you guys. I have to earn Cancun. It doesn't come as a freebie. I'm finding the people. You find the people, ask them, invite them. Hey, whether if they're already on your team, or if you're new and you really don't have very many people on your team or any people yet on your team, invite people to work for Cancun with you. Some people are incentivized by a trip, some people aren't. It doesn't matter. Then if they don't want to earn Cancun, say, well, would you like to start, how much money would you like to be earning each month that would help your household? Work towards that. Okay. But work closely with them. Be willing to come alongside them. Help them with how to reach out to people. Help them with posting. Be willing to get, as I like to say, in the trenches, and be willing to stay in the trenches, working alongside them, guiding them, helping them build up their confidence in what they are pursuing and working on. Um, and just be diligent in it. That's all I have, Bridget.
That was incredible. You were very missed in Alaska. You guys, I nearly cried when I saw that Melody and Anna had missed their flight. And this chat that we're in, the women, we believe that there are reasons for everything, and God is sovereign. And knowing that that would be their comfort was a huge blessing to our hearts. But we missed you. It was very good. You guys, the word discipline, that D word, I know it can be grating. It can. Are you like, oh, every time somebody says that? Discipline can be so freeing, though, because when you've checked those two things off your list, that before God, you're like, that's what I know I need to do today. I need to send 3 voice messages to people telling them I think they'd be great at this and I would love to work with them. Check those off your list. Boom, you were just disciplined. You did what you said you were going to do. So this is a one step at a time scenario. And everything that Melody said basically, and then at a certain point, you are going to be able to look back and be like, look at the fruit that came from those little things that I said I was going to do that I actually did. Ugh, let's go. We want to see all of you in Cancun and people from your teams on Cancun. We want to rub shoulders with you and strengthen you and make 2026 incredible. Okay, we're going to end with my friend Clarita. I'm so glad you were able to be on this call. Busy mama, running people around today. Hi, friend. I love your sweatshirt.
Hey, hi everybody. I'm Clarita Yoder, Diamond Ambassador with Plexus, and Shelly, who you heard talk a little bit earlier, is my sponsor. So I am always just so deeply grateful to her for introducing me to this and the time freedom that this gives me. I'm currently just dropped my teen daughter off at work, and I'm in between going to my son's soccer team playing this afternoon, but I get to be part of their lives in this way. I get to be part of these moments. I'm sitting in the parking lot. My 2 little boys are out playing with like goats in a little pasture thing. So we're like, the gift that this is such a blessing. And I'm sure you're seeing it already as you're listening to these women talk, but there is a kingdom culture here in Plexus. And there might not be, Plexus might not be a Christian company per se, but there is a movement of God among the Plexus teams and the Plexus culture. And you're seeing some of that right here. And it's this awakening of people that are saying, you know what, we don't always know how to do network marketing right. Like we've seen it, some of it done not so good, but we know that God can be here in this business. And God is glorified in business. So God, show us the way, show us how we can glorify you in this place that you have brought us to. And how do we glorify you in all things, whether that's our families, whether that's our marriages, whether that's our churches, our businesses. God can be glorified in all things. And this is the culture of women here today that are like BK has gotten together for this particular Zoom that I'm so grateful to have rubbed shoulders with on this cruise. And before the trip, I was just praying, like, Lord, give me continued clarity and direction as a leader in this company, as a leader on my team. How do you want me to lead? How do you want me to show up in this business? What is your will for this particular part of my life? And God answered those prayers through corporate meetings. I was sitting beside Jennifer Harmon, which you heard talk earlier, and BK during the corporate meeting. And we were sitting there like tears rolling down our cheeks. We were like, what is this? Like, we are so emotional, but it was this deeply moving time of seeing where our company is headed and the gratitude that was welling up within our hearts for that. And the excitement of being in this place at this time. I've been in this company for 12 years, and I am still so grateful to be here. I still have people messaging me saying, oh, come join us in this company, or, oh, can you join my team in this completely other company? I'm like, no, I have no desire to go anywhere else. This is where the Lord has me, and I'm so grateful that he led me here. But I just want you to know, if God has placed this desire in your heart to work this business, and you don't really know what that looks like, but he has placed that desire in you, I just want you to go deep with him in that. And whether you are a silver ambassador, whether you're a senior gold, whether you have started working or are in the middle or are saying, don't know where to go from here, I want you to just take that before the Lord. If he has put that desire in your heart, trust him to guide you in that, and trust him to give you the strength and the wisdom that you need to do this business. Link arms with your upline, link arms with your sidelines. get an action plan together, commit it to the Lord, and then take action. But I believe this really is a place that the Lord has led us into, and that there is an amazing opportunity here, not just for ourselves, but to be able to give back, whether that's in finances. So you can give to missions, so you can give to your church, so you can give to those in need. So you can have the financial freedom if hard times hit your family with loss or grief, or whether it's the thing of just you feel wonderful and you're thriving in your health. So you can show up and be a better friend. You can show up and be a better mom or a better wife or whatever it is. This is really a thing of giving back, not just a taking in. And be bold, be confident as you share, because we have something that people need. And all of us are part of this Zoom today because we have been impacted in some way through either the company, the products, the income opportunity. Somehow we've been impacted. And take a moment and just say, like, to answer that question that was posed earlier, where would you be? I think Darla said this in the very beginning. Where would you be if you had never been introduced to Plexus? And just take a moment and actually sit with that and think on that, and then take that in gratitude before the Lord, because it really is such a gift that we've been given, but it's a gift not just to hold on to, it's a gift to share and to pass on. And so I just encourage you all, and we've been chatting about this amongst each other, that this is a place for, we're not afraid of hard work. We're not afraid of doing hard things, but it's not from a place of striving. It's not from a place of needing an identity from that hard work or having to prove something. It's from a place of knowing that we are already fully complete in the Lord. Our teams, our finances do not complete us, but they are ways that we can faithfully steward and partner with the Lord in these gifts that He's given us. And we can work from a place of peace, of rest, and of trust. And so that's just what's been on my heart to share with you all. I'm so grateful to be part of this. Grateful for BK for heading this up. So that's what I have for y'all today.
And that's where we'll end, because that was an incredible wrap up of everything, Clarita. Thank you. I'm like, whatever you're doing, that's what I want to do. That's exactly my heart's cry. And I know so many on here feel the very same way. And you guys, I'm going to mention this right now. Tuesdays, I'm going to have a power hour for the rest of September. We'll see if people want to join in October too. At 1 p.m. Pacific time, 2 p.m. Mountain time, 3 p.m. Central time, 4 p.m. Eastern time. That's Tuesdays. Tuesdays, 3 p.m. Central. That's for you, for your teams, because we want to walk these heart things, this purpose out with action. And we're going to start with messaging, being authentically you, building rapport in messaging, and then using our posts and our stories to be kind of our third-party validation in that. So all will be welcome. I'm going to be working during that hour, and I want to invite you to join me. Thank you, everyone, for all that you brought here. I prayed before this call, Lord, just put in these women what we all need to hear. This is not our last call. We'll keep you posted. Also, we are giving away a sweatshirt. And so we will choose from these list names. I'm going to put it into a random little organizer thing. I'll record it so you guys can see with full integrity that we didn't pick it out on our own, and we're going to send you a sweatshirt. Okay. And we'll make sure your upline gets that to you, or I'll message you. Have a great day, guys. Leaving this call. Decide what you're going to do today. That is discipline. And then follow through with what you say you're going to do. Maybe it's mixing up your pink drink or another drink on social and then reaching out to 3 people. Maybe it's writing a list of just 3 people, just the list. Write out the list. Get those names in front of you. Start there, cheering for you. You're welcome at our table. Keep the kingdom culture. Love you. Bye.